city is still buzzing following a historic evening in Toronto sports on Wednesday, where Toronto FC were crowned the Eastern Conference champions. Gareth, we still have yet to come down from that moment, and viewership across the country. TSN set a record 1.4 million people tuned in on average to the second leg with Toronto and Montreal. I mean, the rivalry truly lived up to expectations.
I'm still buzzing, and some of the comments made on Twitter from the Toronto sports teams, it's been overwhelming. Like Blue Jays players who experienced some incredible times themselves saying that they've never been to a sporting event like that. That speaks volumes. For me, if you want to use that baseball comparison, that series, that tie against the Montreal Impact was the equivalent of the Jose Bautista bat flip. That's what you felt. It was the energy in the building. It was the fans. It was how it translated onto the field, how the players rose to the occasion, and how it played out in the most dramatic fashion possible, going to extra time, and the way the goals were scored, Danielle, that will go down in the MLS history in terms of the record books and just in terms of the buzz that it created as an all-time great series. And same thing goes for Toronto sports.
But now it's back to business. Sure, we can enjoy the moment, but the players know that they have a big task ahead. December 10th, the MLS Cup Finals, where they will be taking on the Seattle Sounders at BMO Field. Training was light today. A lot of the starters from Wednesday weren't participating in training. The good thing, however, we came out of that relatively healthy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's smart to take a couple days off. Like I saw a lot of players around here today, like Drew Moore, just still in recovery mode. And that's the benefit of having so much time off. You know, a good 9 days between playing your semifinal matchup and getting ready for a final. So things will ramp up over the course of the weekend, but it's a process. And the staff here has been doing it all season long. Just a measured approach, understanding the benefits of rest and when the players need to start pushing it. The sports science here, Danielle, is second to none. And the question that everyone's been asking was, how's Sebastian Giovinco coming out of the game? And what I was told on the field afterwards and what Greg Vanney said post-match holds true. It's not gamesmanship here. Sebastian Giovinco was dealing with cramps, which is great news. He's going to be A-OK over the course of the week. So really, the team is healthy and raring to go for next Saturday.
Now, the DPs will always steal the limelight, but Wednesday was truly a collective effort.
Yes.
And I just want to quickly reference Nick Hagglund. This season has been a resurgent for him. In 2014, he was 10th overall in the Super Draft. The beginning of this year, I mean, he was down with TFC too. What has led to this turnaround, Gareth?
It's crazy. And you and I have been around a long time. Nick is one of the all-round great dudes, like in this sport and in professional sport, period. And I felt for him last year because it was difficult. There wasn't only just a number crunch at the back, but he wasn't fit. Like, he dealt with a number of different injuries, many of the fluke variety, which kind of threw his season just off in a direction where he didn't want it to go. And I give Nick a whole lot of credit. He stuck in there over the course of the season and worked his way back into the team. And when the team decided to go with three at the back, or three center halves, Nick is being placed in a position which he doesn't typically play, towards the left-hand side, where he's almost drawn out at times playing the left back position. But he hasn't let it affect his play, really. He's got stuck in. You see what an aerial presence he was on numerous corner kicks, including the one that he scored his first goal of the season on. And his commitment to the team, his athleticism is just such an asset to this group. I'm really happy for the guy, and the team is better off with him being a key contributor.
I love that you referenced that first goal that he scored. He said, my athleticism stems from when I was a kid playing volleyball with my sister. I was really getting into those aerial battles. But he said, I visualized before this game, what would it be like if I scored my first goal in a big moment like that? And it truly paid off.
I mean, obviously we had to score a goal. I think there was a play before where I was kind of trying to push up and score. I knew that they're weak on set pieces, and that's my strength. And so I was just looking to get on the end of anything, and J-Mo put a great ball up and just did what I had to do.
It's great for Nick to build his confidence as we go into what is the most important game of the year, because he's probably the least experienced of the guys that we put out there. So for him to have a big game, and this game prior is enormous for his confidence.
Now, this matchup in the MLS Cup final could not have been better. Toronto FC, the Seattle Sounders, and it has been a complete turnaround from them firing Ziggy Schmidt, losing Clint Dempsey, being last place in the Western Conference at one point in the season, and now here they are.
It's a great matchup between two informed teams, and more analysis will come over the course of the week. We've locked Terry Dunfield away for the time being in the video library doing research, but what I can tell you, in the previous two meetings, TFC has been undermanned, to say the least. Last year in Seattle, extremely undermanned, and this year they played without Michael Bradley and Josie Altidore in a 1-1 draw where two Jordans scored goals in that game in Hamilton and Morris. And what I really love about this matchup, these are two of MLS's premier fan bases. The support in Seattle is very good, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of Sounders fans traveling out to BMO Field making it an occasion. And Stephen Fry, a longtime goalkeeper, one of the all-time greats with Toronto FC, will be playing for the Seattle Sounders, so it's appropriate he comes back to where he started his career to play in the MLS Cup for the first time with the Sounders franchise.
It's expected that the Seattle Sounders will be flying in next week on Wednesday, and then there's going to be a whole hoopla surrounding the week upcoming, press tours, the whole shebang.
We're going to have to stay focused because those MLS Cup parties, Danielle, get out of control. I'll be watching you, okay?
Yeah, we've been waiting 10 years for this. I'm going to catch up for all of those lost years,
So Danielle will be partying hard, and I'll be diligent doing the work. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And we'll try to put a harness on Terry.
That may be challenging. All right, we will make sure that we keep you updated throughout the week. Gareth Wheeler and Terry Dunfield will be back up at the Kia Training Grounds on Saturday, so make sure you keep it locked at torontofc.ca.